6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum and Eid Mubarak. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. Eid al-Fitr is being celebrated with religious zeal and fervour all across the country today. The Prime Minister and the Turkish President in Eid felicitations exchange today reiterated the commitment to further advance ties in all areas of mutual interest. The Army Chief spent Eid Day with the troops at the Pak-Afghan border today and paid rich tribute to the martyrs who laid down their lives for the defence of the motherland. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Modi-led regime did not allow Kashmiri Muslims to offer Eid prayers at the Jamia Masjid Srinagar and other Eidgahs today. In Ukraine, fierce battle between the Russian and Ukrainian forces continue in western parts of Bakhmut region. The fifth and the last T20 of the five-match series between Pakistan and New Zealand will be played in Rawalpindi on Monday. And now the news in detail. Eid al-Fitr is being celebrated with religious zeal and fervour all across the country today. Eid congregations were held at open places, mosques and Eidgahs in all major cities and towns. The ulama in the sermons highlighted the significance and philosophy of Eid al-Fitr. In the federal capital, the main Eid congregation was held at the Faisal Mosque, where the President Dr. Arif Alvi offered Eid prayers along with thousands of people, which also included diplomats of the Islamic countries, political leaders and high-ranking officials. On the occasion, special prayers were offered for the peace, stability and progress of Pakistan. Later, the President mixed up with the people and exchanged Eid greetings. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif has felicitated the Muslims of the entire world, including Pakistan, on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr. In a tweet today, he said, on this joyful occasion, the people should share happiness with their loved ones, but do not forget those who are financially weak. The Prime Minister prayed that this Eid heralds an era of peace, security and development and prosperity for Pakistan and the entire Islamic world. People belonging to different walks of life, including diplomats of various countries, visited the Awan-e-Sadr in Islamabad today and exchanged Eid greetings with President Dr. Arif Alvi and the First Lady, Samina Alvi. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif held a telephonic conversation with the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and conveyed warm felicitations to the government leadership and people of Turkey on Eid al-Fitr. The Prime Minister also offered prayers for the victims of the earthquake in southeastern Turkey and reiterated Pakistan's commitment to stand by Turkey during the rehabilitation and reconstruction phase. The Turkish President Erdogan warmly reciprocated the Prime Minister's Eid greetings and conveyed his special fraternal feelings and affection for the people of Pakistan. The Turkish President thanked Pakistan for standing with them in their hour of need during the earthquake and conveyed that they will never forget its support and assistance. Recep Tayyip Erdogan appreciated the Prime Minister's visit to Turkey in the aftermath of the earthquake and said they will always remember the leadership Pakistan demonstrated. The two leaders expressed satisfaction over the excellent bilateral relations between the two brotherly countries and reiterated the commitment to further advance these fraternal ties in all areas of mutual interest, particularly trade, economy, food security and green energy. They reaffirmed their resolve to remain in close contact with each other on all important regional and global issues. The Prime Minister also invited the Turkish President to visit Pakistan, which was accepted by him with deep appreciation. The Chief of the Army Staff General Asim Munir spent the Eid al-Fitr day with the troops deployed along the Pakistan-Afghanistan border at Bajor. According to ISPR, the Army Chief offered Eid prayers with the officers and troops and appreciated their high morale. General Asim Munir said the army is committed to the defense of the frontiers and the armed forces are always ready to thwart any threat to ensure territorial integrity of Pakistan. The army chief said for the defenders of Pakistan, irrespective of the difficult terrain or weather, and despite being away from their loved ones, duty takes precedence and nothing is more sacred than guarding the frontiers of our beloved country. He paid rich tributes to the martyrs and emphasized that on this day of Eid, we must not forget those who laid down their lives for the defense of the motherland. Eliminating the scourge of terrorism, the army chief appreciated the operational vigilance of the troops guarding the borders. This is Radio Pakistan. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Modi-led Hindutva regime disallowed the Kashmiri Muslims from offering Eid al-Fitr prayers at the historical Jamia Masjid Srinagar and all the main Eidgahs today. The personnel of the Indian Army, paramilitary, Central Reserve Police Force and police were deployed in strength to prevent the people from gathering for main Eid congregation in the Grand Mosque of the territory. Similarly, measures were taken in other parts of the Kashmir Valley and Jammu region. The Grand Mufti of Kashmir, Mufti Nasirul Islam, and Anjuman-e-Awqaf of Jamia Masjid in statements in Srinagar denounced the Indian authorities for interfering in the religious affairs of the Kashmiri Muslims. Earlier, the Jamia Masjid Srinagar reverberated with Go India Go Back and We Want Freedom slogans during Fajr prayers this morning. Similarly, slogans were raised during Isha prayers in and around the mosque last night. In Sudan, the Army Chief Fatah al-Burhan has agreed to facilitate secure evacuation of diplomats and foreign nationals. In a statement, the Sudanese army said Saudi Arabia's diplomatic mission has already been evacuated. The United Nations, the United States, the United Kingdom, Japan, Switzerland, South Korea, Sweden and Spain are also making preparations to evacuate the personnel. More than 400 people have been killed after violence erupted last week between forces loyal to the army chief Abdul Fattah al-Burhan and his deputy Mohammed Hamdan Daglo, who commands the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces. The Foreign Secretary Asad Majid Khan today held a follow-up virtual meeting with Pakistan's missions in Sudan and neighbouring countries to discuss the modalities for the safe evacuation of Pakistanis from Sudan. Representatives from Pakistan International Airlines, Ministry of Overseas Pakistanis and other relevant agencies also joined the meeting. The participants had an in-depth discussion on finalizing plans for safely and quickly evacuating Pakistani citizens from Sudan. China and the Philippines have agreed to work together to resolve their maritime differences in the South China Sea. The consensus was reached at the talks between foreign ministers of the two countries in Manila. The Chinese Foreign Minister Xin Shang, in his opening remarks, said the two neighbors need to work together to continue a tradition of friendship, deepen cooperation and properly resolve differences. The Philippines Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo said differences should not prevent us from seeking ways of managing them effectively. In Ukraine, fierce battle between the Russian forces and Ukrainian troops continues in parts of Bakhmut region. Russia's defense ministry said in a briefing that their troops are fighting in the western parts of Bakhmut and they have made some advances. The deputy defense minister Hanna Malyar wrote on the Telegram messaging app that decisions are being made according to military expediency. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said in a video address that Kyiv is actively preparing new units for frontline. The United States President Joe Biden has announced a $1 billion contribution to the Green Climate Fund. Joe Biden, in his remarks at the 2023 Major Economies Forum on Energy and Climate, also called on development banks to scale up their lending to climate change, which will also accelerate the fight against poverty. The Earth Day was observed across the globe today to inspire awareness for our planet's environment. Typical ways of observing Earth Day include planting trees, picking up roadside trash, conducting various programs for recycling and conservation. The April 22nd Earth Day, founded by the American Senator Gaylord Nelson, was first organized in 1970 to promote ecology and respect for life on the planet. And now cricket. The fifth and last T20 match of the five-match series between Pakistan and New Zealand will be played in Rawalpindi on Monday. The match will start at 9 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Pakistan lead the series 2-1. And finally, the weather report. Mainly dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while hot conditions are likely in southern parts during the next 12 hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.